I'm Doodle Dee. I'm recently the newest member of the Mighty Ducks team. I have a normal life with my mom, dad, and sister. We're just like everybody else, except I'm a duck. I guess that's just my foul luck. What? My Foul Life will be right back after these reviews. The Mighty Ducks. Not these ducks. The Mighty Ducks was a Disney cartoon genre action-adventure, though honestly it almost seemed more like the writers were in the mindset of quacky comedy. And yes, I said quacky. Duck puns are also the main course of this series.
Yeah, I can remember when a duck was a meal, not a headline.
An ancient tomb in the mountains they call Twin Beaks.
Did I mention I'm half chicken?
Let's pluck some duck!
I have a better idea. Let's roast them.
I've always had a passion for crispy duck.
But we'll be happy to put you turkeys on ice!
This time, there won't be enough left of you to stuff a pillow.
One day soon, I'll pick my teeth with the wishbones of those meddling mallards.
Ducks are friends, not food. I bring this up because there is no question the theme song has more action packed into it than the actual show itself. And I mean that. I like the theme song. It's got a beat and lasers. What more can I say but here come the ducks, burning up the ice. Try to stop the mighty ducks, and you're gonna pay the price. And that's not a good sign when your theme song is more entertaining than your actual presentation. Maybe if they spent less time packing in duck puns and jokes that should have stayed on the back of Laffy Taffy wrappers, we could have had time for some kind of saving grace substance stuff between these thin-roasted plot lines. Okay, so let's take a look at episode 1, The First Face-Off, part 1 and 2, which for some reason is told in flashbacks. Odd choice, okay.
Spill it! Where are they from? Another planet?
Not another planet, babe. Whole nother universe.
We begin on the Mighty Ducks' home planet where apparently Puckworld and the universe was ruled by an evil ancient race with dark magic, and were destroyed by a duck named Drake Duquesne. So these are our 3 starting main characters, Wildwing, Nosedive, and Canard, one of which will never be seen after this episode, or ever again.
Drake Duquesne invents this crazy mask, a goalie mask, that can see through their invisible shields. So he hunts down the evil Saurians with the mask, right? He kicks their scaly tails clear into another dimension, and the crowd goes wild!
But eventually one escapes and comes back for revenge. Dun, dun, dun. Not a cutscene later, and Puckworld is enslaved once again. So Dragonus makes everybody stand in line for what I can only assume is Dragonus' discount kitty rides. I don't know, I wasn't there. But hell if I know what making the world's largest conga line is trying to accomplish.
It's hopeless.
Oh wow, they're not even really tied up. You'd kind of assume they were. I mean, I guess there's nothing they can really do anyway, but what, did you run out of bondages halfway through the slave line? Okay, kind of embarrassing, but we don't have the means to restrain all of you like protocol demands, so we can do one of 2 things here, people. You can all pretend like you're being restrained and tied up, or we can just execute prisoners until our supply and demand problem is solved. Alright, so we're cool? We're good? Nobody mentioned this to management. And how do our feathered heroes make it out of this one? They just run away. Okay. Apparently it's that easy. This is probably why the no restraint single file line method isn't used in more prisons today. So after the most chillax stressed you ever, and it turns out Canard is planning an attack against the new overlord of Puckworld.
We're gonna take out Dragonus.
And we meet the rest of the Mighty Ducks. Mallory, weapons specialist, Duke, the jewel thief, Tanya, science expert, Grunt, the muscle. With their powers combined, they are the Mighty Ducks! Thanks to Drake's mask, the Mighty Ducks end up finding Dragonus' lair and destroying it. That was nice of that explosion to wait. But the bad guys still managed to escape.
They're still on our tail.
Then I'll destabilize the gateway.
And Canard ends up sacrificing himself to save the team.
Take it. You're team captain now.
My name was just a pun the whole time! Now back to my farlock. What? So, I've been a part of the Mighty Ducks team for about 3 weeks now. I know, I just really wanted to help and protect the world from alien evil overlords and evil magic and stuff. The only problem is the hockey thing. It's pretty weird. It kind of threw me off. I don't really play hockey. The team isn't taking it too well. Well, I guess the plot is ducks that fight evil and play hockey? What do you mean people don't know? We fight evil. But that still makes no sense. Okay, so like the Mighty Ducks come from another planet in another dimension, kind of like a duck planet, duck dimension thing, you know? Well, no, I don't know why it's so complicated. It makes like a lot more sense if you don't think about it that hard. Just don't think about it. So, alien ducks from another dimension that are stranded on Earth trying to stop the evil overlord Dragonus, who is actually not stuck on Earth but doesn't leave either. Yeah. We'll be right back. And of course the Mighty Ducks find themselves on Earth, and in light of their friend's recent sacrifice, immediately look for a rock and place to shred some ice.
Okay, look, we're stranded here. We don't even know where Dragonus is. We gotta play hockey to keep our edge.
Hockey is life, even in death! And if you thought part 1 was exciting with galactic takeover, rebellions, revenge, and self-sacrifice, part 2 is a lot more boring.
They must have some interesting wars on this planet.
Well, considering how a good percent of the monsters are going to be fighting in the future all share the same weakness of H2O, that's an understatement. But not in this episode, nope. Instead, the Mighty Ducks form a hockey team and act out shots of the theme song.
Two stars from another universe. Your Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
It's hard to tell how long until the team actually manages to find Dragonus, but long enough to build a high-tech hangout underneath the stadium, so...
Well, energy source outside the city, I mean, it's really big. Wild thing, it could be the Raptor's drive system.
If you're right, then we found Dragonus.
Okay, why don't we just fast forward? But then, we finally get to the showdown of Dragonus and Wild Wing.
Your leader has gone, and you're a poor substitute.
I'll find Kennard. Whatever it takes.
You pathetic fool. You'll never see your friend again.
It's actually pretty exciting and satisfying.
Deal with it, duck boy.
Okay, this is officially my new favorite line.
Deal with it, duck boy.
I guess they ran out of the good duck puns in part 1. So Wild Wing defeats Dragonus with the mask. They blow up Dragonus' lair. Again. Or not.
What happened?
But they must have switched to auxiliary power.
Then we've gotta search for them.
And then one last reminder that we're in a flashback. Okay.
Degree.
Yeah, nice going, dipstick. You just blew our secret identities.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. The people here are idiots.
Hey, besides, it's better if the world knows you're superheroes. Comics, action figures, and hey, even a cartoon show.
That was the Mighty Ducks' first face-off, part 1 and 2. I haven't really mentioned it, but yes, this is somewhat of a spin-off of the Mighty Ducks movies that I don't know anything about, so. But apparently Tim Curry, the voice of Dragonus, thought he was being offered a role in the Mighty Ducks' second movie, not a cartoon with the same name. I think they should have just went full-fledged animated duck action cartoon. Would have been less silly that way. I mean, you've already got alternate dimensional ducks. You really didn't need to make it sillier. I mean, I like a lot of the ideas here, and the characters are diverse, but a little one note. It seems like the hockey aspect really set this thing back. I mean, if you didn't think talking alternate dimensional alien ducks was silly, the hockey thing kinda killed it. It's just a little jarring to go from this to this.
Alien talking ducks? Cool.
Besides a bit of hokey writing and duck puns, I really did get into part 1, but not so much in part 2. Maybe it wasn't so overused for the time this came out, but aliens coming to Earth really isn't that interesting anymore. We live on Earth. We know how it works. This has become boring. Unless you can change it up or bring something new, I'm kinda more interested in the ultimate dimensional duck planet. That apparently has falcons too, I'm told. So, what is the Mighty Ducks cartoon as a whole? Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't understand why this only lasted one season. But after watching through all the episodes, I did want to see what would come next. Especially that canard thing, whatever happened with that. Would it continue to be a blend of either hilarity bad or just boring bad? The whole first season is kind of a mixed bag of the two. Well, I guess that's all I have to say. I should probably get back to the show. Back to the show. What? I don't quite understand why no one has tried to rescue Canard, the duck that got sent to the same place where Dragonus was trapped and escaped. So, assuming he also has the means to travel back again and then escape once again, I don't know why I'm the first one to come to this revelation. It makes me worry what would happen if I got trapped somewhere. Delivery! That's weird. I didn't order any deliveries today. Or yesterday. But can't really remember beyond that, so maybe I did. Coming!
Hi.
Dragonus, what do you want? I'm sure someone will come to save me eventually and stop you, Dragonus. Right? Hey, guys? God damn it, Hockey! Don't worry, my team will come and save me. You'll be all washed up, just like your failed monsters.
You really think so?
No.
Yeah, well, it's been about 3 days, and no one's answered my call, so we're gonna turn off the lights to save some power. I just thought you should know, no one has even tried to rescue you.
It's me, Dee, the duck you captured 2 weeks ago, but no one came to save me, so I just moved all my stuff in? I live in your prison?